So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you play a Beardyman deck. You get double Angler, which is insane. Absolutely insane. So Beardyman, you have clearly blessed this deck with your positive RNG, but the game decided to punish me. What goes around comes around. Hearthstone karma. This Demon Hunter had been very aggressive. He didn't have lethal on board.
Now is the time.
All he needed to do was to top deck some damage, some extra damage, and guess what? Leroy Jenkins, of course, gives him the damage he needs, and we lose the game. How unfortunate. But, you know,
By the holy
you win some, you lose some, it happens. Alright, what deck am I playing today? I am playing Beardyman's Murloc Paladin on the Wild Mode ladder. You've seen me feature Beardyman decks before. He is what I would classify as a deck building genius. He is somebody that takes underrepresented cards, makes them work. You all know this because you've seen those previous videos. So what has he done now? He's taken Murloc Paladin, he's incorporated some of the new cards from the Ashes of Outland expansion. In particular, McGurgle is quite the mouthful. Is a new inclusion in this deck, so quite exciting to play him. Underlight Angling Rod, which is basically refill in your hand, okay, resource refill in your hand. Nozdormu the Timeless, that is a Beardyman classic, a Beardyman favourite. Basically, 4 mana, 8/8, set mana crystals to 10. This is a surefire way, most of the time, of killing your opponent if you can play Nozdormu the Timeless on turn 4, and then the following turn on turn 5, because you have 10 mana, play Tip the Scales, flood the board, win the game. That is one conceivable strategy with this deck. Of course, you have Prismatic Lens, so you can play Prismatic Lens and get a really cheap Tip the Scales. That's another way of winning. And particularly against classes like Druid that like to armour up a lot, you need to hit a very early Tip the Scales, I think, in order to pressure them so you can win the game. Once they start gaining massive amounts of armour and playing Spreading Plague, you're then in trouble. So just a word of caution for Druid. But let's look at the deck now in action on the Wild Mode ladder. And we are starting out against everyone's favourite opponent, a mage. Alright, solid opening hand. We have a turn 1 play, that makes me very happy. We have a turn 2 play, oh look, we have a turn 3 play. We can count, makes us good at this game. So, are you a quest mage? Are you a Secrets Mage? What are you thinking about on turn 1? Oh, why are you roping me on turn 1? Oh no, okay. No quest was played. Therefore, you've got to be a Secrets Mage, right? By the process of elimination, yes, you are a Secrets Mage. So, a real test for this deck. That's unfortunate. We didn't have a dragon in hand. So maybe I should not have played that. So we don't get any kind of a buff. That's really sad. And I'm being Okay, I'm being quite reckless here. Very reckless, actually. I should have tested for Flame Ward before playing the War Leader. In the end, it didn't matter, but bit of a misplay from me. But that's what happens when you're trying to get your head around a deck. Choosing to clear the minion here, rather than play the Finley. Was that a waste? It's forced him to ping here. And maybe he would have played a minion instead, but it's forced him to ping. I think that's worthwhile. Okay. What do we get? That's pretty decent. Getting a War Leader. Really, really decent. Makes up for that previous turn where I lost the War Leader.
Excuse me, you are on fire.
Yes, use your resources to clear my minions and not target my face. That's an Eater of Secrets. Okay. Counter spell? Sure. Now, we want to test for duplicate. And we want to give him Eater of Secrets back. We definitely do not want to give him Medusa Valet, and I'm picking the armor up hero power here. Makes me feel a little bit more secure against the Secrets Mage.
For justice.
Ooh, Murloc Knight. Yep. Duplicate. So what wrecks us here? Flame Ward is a problem, potentially. But we do have Tip the Scales. Ooh, Outland.
Unleash your potential.
So normally I would be scared of Alaneth. But he didn't do anything else on that last turn. Therefore, we could just put him under a lot of pressure here. It's not enough for lethal, but his focus now has to be on clearing this board. So he may blow some damage on the minions. Oh, okay. Decided it wasn't worthwhile continuing. I'll take it.
Who shall be mine? I will fight with honor.
Okay. This is going to be an interesting matchup. Warlocks tend to put down Void Callers, which tend to bring out Void Lords, and that is really awkward to deal with. So, the idea then is to pressure him before anything substantial blocks the path to his face. As I am recording this, there is a fly that is really annoying me at the moment. So please excuse me if I freak out for a bit. Where is it? Oh, it's going away. Okay, go away. Let me record in peace. We have a dragon in hand, so we'll get a buff. This is good. Unlike in the previous game, where we didn't get a buff. Oh gosh, dirty rat. Feels bad having to sacrifice the Tide Caller, but it had to be done.
The end is coming!
The end is coming. Not for me. Maybe for you. So we get a clean 7 damage trade. So, turn 4. What have you got? Ooh.
What mess have you summoned me
That's
to?
a bit slow. Alright, taking advantage of slower decks. I'll take it.
Your soul shall be mine.
Alright, final game
I will fight with honor.
is a Warlock. Now, we were successful in outpacing that previous Warlock. He played a Doomsayer, so I assumed that was actually a Reno lock rather than a Cube lock specifically. But a Reno lock playing Skull? Oh, what an animation! That is so beautiful. I'll give Blizzard a lot of credit. Some of their animations are just glorious. And gorgeous. Ooh. That's a bit early. Plague of Flames. Well, it gives him the board. And I have a problem here. Because I can't kill that. Our War Leader will just die to the value trade. And then I'll be forced to play the weapon next turn to finish off the minion. So 2 for 1, which is really, really good for him. Oh, what? You ignored it? Wow. That wasn't very smart. In my opinion, anyway. Because now we have the board. So just like that, he ignored the War Leader and the game swings back into our favour. How interesting. What the hell is that? It's a sheep. Why is he playing a sheep?
In time, all things are possible.
You play a sheep, I play an 8/8 dragon. Deal with that. Tap for an answer? Siphon Soul? No? An egg? That's not going to help you. Second Plague of Flames? No! A second sheep! I'm sorry, but... Oh my goodness. Void Terror? What am I facing? What am I facing? Can someone identify this deck for me, please? Void Terror. I see the value with the eggs.
For justice.
I do see the value. So, we could play the 1 and the 4 here. Or just the 5. I think this is better. With our 5-drop dragon, we'd want to get a bit more value, right, on the divine shields that it offers.
I'm going to eat this one.
Rat catcher. So this is an egg-based warlock. Does he play other demons? Or does he play like a zoo-style deck? I'm quite confused. Alright, what do we get? That's average, right? That's fine. It's not the same as getting double angler like we had at the start, but it'll do.
It's your lucky day.
Oh, okay. Eggs and lackeys. I get it now. But what the hell is that? I haven't seen that played for 3 years.
By the holy light!
Alright, respect to my opponent for playing a very interesting Warlock deck. Ladies and gentlemen, Beardyman's Murloc Paladin. He has done it again, in terms of creating a deck that is super fun to play, but effective on the ladder. That is the Beardyman's speciality. I just love Nozdormu the Timeless in this deck. 4 cost 8/8. The stats are crazy, right? If you can then sequence into Tip the Scales, if you've got it in hand, maybe you just win the game. The only problem I've noticed is if you give certain classes or certain opponents 10 mana, bad things can happen the following turn. So, for example, Druid. If Druid is given 10 mana to play with, when they should only have 5, you're looking at Ultimate Infestation, potentially, or some other crazy spell shenanigans, and that could be problematic. However, there is a logic to this. Your opponent will not keep Ultimate Infestation in their opening hand. So if you play Nozdormu the Timeless on turn 4, it is thus unlikely that they will have UI in hand for what would have been a turn 5 play, right? Because they'd have chucked it away at the start of the game. So all they would have is some early game stuff, maybe nothing too effective or too offensive. For you then, you may have Tip the Scales in your hand, and if you saw Nozdormu in your opening hand at the start of the game, maybe you keep Tip the Scales in the mulligan and then play on what would have been turn 5 and just win the game. I hope what I've said makes sense. I've sort of fumbled my way through it. But yeah, Nozdormu, big fan of him. I like the inclusion of Dragon Queen Alexstrasza and Zephyrus. We are not a Highlander deck, but because we can draw through our cards, or draw through our deck very, very quickly, we can become a Highlander deck quite quickly. So having Zephyrus available in the late game can just be a great finisher. Having Dragon Queen Alexstrasza in the late game, again, just great for board presence. Could just swing the game into your favour if all of your Murlocs have been defeated. So if the Murlocs die, go to the Dragons. The Dragons will win it for you. Okay, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give Beardyman a follow on Twitter. Give him a follow on Twitch. He is, as I said earlier, a great deck builder, but more than that, he is a great friend. Okay, he is somebody that always cheers me up when I need cheering up, and he is somebody that's always there for me. I respect that. I'm grateful for it, and what it shows you is that the wild community may be smaller than the standard community, but there are some wonderful and amazing people in the wild community, and because the community is smaller, it is easier to find those people. And Beardyman, you are one of those wonderful people. It has been so nice knowing you. I don't know how long we've been friends for. It's been so nice knowing you. I have so much respect for you. I know I'm rambling here. I have so much respect for you. And I love playing your decks. So please keep your decks coming. And I will keep playing them. So, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please, if you enjoyed it, give me a like and a subscribe. I would be grateful. And I'll see you all again very soon for more Wild Mode fun.